Attention, this is the MTA Queens Midtown Tunnel. Be aware, as you approach the tunnel, you will encounter an overhead maximum height clearance 12 foot 1.
Oh snap, who's killing the monkey? Sound like someone's killing the monkey.
Yo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Fucking gang so white, so listen to them, but like, he's out cold the stool on the radio, man, like some kind of CB DJ. Shame on the mess.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, go light that pipe up, junkie.
Attention, this is the MTA Queens Midtown Tunnel. Be aware, as you approach the tunnel, you will encounter an overhead condition.
You know, word is that fucking Cuomo Homer's proposing to put fucking inner city tolls now. Just look at that again.
Condition. Maximum height clearance is 12.
Oh yeah, that's what he's talking about?
Yeah, I heard about the news this morning, man. I can't believe that fucking useless fuck. Bring that shit back, man. Along with this dirty fucking Mark de Blasio, man. I wouldn't have to get through and get what they want.
Yeah, I know, they're both a waste of a load, both of them.
Turn to another fucking California, man. Another shithole, as they say.
Attention. Queens Midtown Tunnel. Be aware, as you approach the tunnel.
That's because you got all these lazy bums out there, like, you know, who living off the system, so they got to support them.
Yeah, well, why do you think they're fighting so much against Trump? Trump wants to end a lot of entitlements. Not that I'm a fan of his, but as long as you have all these entitlements, you're going to have bums sitting home like crackhead on the radio doing nothing with his life. Bunch of lazy bums, like you said.
Yep.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
Attention, this is the MTA.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sounds like he's got a stick.
Just got to make sure everything is loaded properly. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
How does this stick feel up here?
Oh yeah, I think I hear Ali Fager out there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that crying junkie. I really don't.
Over 12 foot 1 inch.
Top of the morning, WUS1 with the morning wave.
Waving at US1, waving at my brother. US1, you know what it is. Enforcer 250, lower deck. Oh yeah, somebody's got to do it. Hey, if us working class people don't go to the salt mine, who is? You got more and more bums like Richie don't want to work. He just, what does he say? He wants to play around in the house all day, sleeping and getting high. That's not a life.
Vehicles over 12 foot.
Well, I got a big family, so and you got a big family, so we gotta go out there and we gotta show the world that we ain't afraid of work.
I've worked all my life, and I'm still working, and I'm going to continue to work, God's willing. And that's it, man. That's the bottom line, man. You got to work and do what you got to do for your family and your loved ones, man. Because I don't believe in entitlements. I do not believe in them. Unless you're extremely in need, I do not believe in entitlements.
Yo, you believe in Richie. I don't know why you believe in entitlements, but he definitely... Listen to that, though. You believe in Richie, man. Richie believes in miracles. Try at least to believe in miracles. Watching the bitches over there.
It's amazing, isn't it, Eddie? Isn't it amazing?
Maximum height.
Top of the morning, Eddie, WS1.
Top of the morning, US1. Morning time, morning wave from the Big Apple.
And 4.
As Brown Hornet says, a concrete jungle.
I'm gonna get some more coffee. I'll be back.
Black, what's sugar? Yes, is that Bustelo Colao? With the dirty socks?
Yeah, that's the best way to go.
Oh, yeah. Women, Charlie, dark and sweet.
Sound tunnel.
Listen to this guy. Charlie, dark and sweet. Yeah, like he likes his men.
Well, that's how Richie likes his coffee, Eddie. Black and strong. Just like his men. That's how Richie likes his coffee. Black and strong.
No, I can't get it again. Lock the roads up. Wait in here, Jeremiah. Hurry out there. Hey, Jeremiah, wait in here.
We were right back to you at 1 with a big glove on it this morning.
Damn fool.
Smack him down, smack him down.
Shut up, stupid.
Why you got shut up, go ahead.
I don't know what he's gonna smack down because his camera's very low over here.
Stupid. Wow.
What's he doing, like 3 dBs?
You know,
Yeah, he's doing 3 dBs over here. And he'll be over here almost pinning the needle.
we're not supposed to be in the north.
So it's clear to say I clean out your radio when I key up, Mr. US1? Am I clear to understand that, sir?
That's a big 10-4. You clean out the radio, my receiver. That's a big 10-4 right there.
All right, I'll be back. I'm stepping.
So Richie needs to go. I think he said he's moving to Jersey, man. I think there's a rumor out there Richie wants to move. Wants to. Remember the word wants to. That is going to. Just like Richie always wanted to be a cop and always wanted to marry Sade, you know? There's a difference between want and actual reality.
So this is how you know he started it.
Damn, that audio sounds good. That's me?
Yes, sir, that's you.
And I'm doing that with an HF radio, man. This is not a CB, remember. This is an ICOM. But it has, it has a special box in between the radio and the mic. So, it's a couple little tricks I did. But damn it, boy, thank you for the recording. That sounds damn good. Richie, if Richie could sound half as good as that, I think I would suggest people go to his radio shop or whatever shop he claims he has. But I never heard one duck plucker come out of Richie's so-called hole in the floor sounding good. Why is that? Why is that, Richie?
Simply MTA Queensmith.
In order to Richie have a good radio and a good life, he has to start working.
Overhead.
That's true. Hey, US1, you hit it on the head. That's the foundation of everything. You got to start working.
Net route.
I don't think that'll ever happen. No, Richie don't want to work.
Yes, it works because he doesn't have a family. He has nothing to shine for. He has nothing to strive for.
You have to be a star or two, Rob.
Well, he has a couple of boyfriends that reside with him under the covers, under the sheets. So I don't know if that's his family, his 2 gay lovers. I don't know. That might be considered his family, I guess.
We make a channel 19 great again.
Straight.
Hey, Eddie, do your part. Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. I don't want to hear him. I don't want him to hear him crying. Thank you.
We still have him crying.
You take him clean out. I don't want to hear that boy crying. That's all he does. From the minute he keys up, he just goes talks and and hope someone will respond to his rhetoric. Pay attention.
King of Brooklyn back quiet.
Yeah, go back quiet. Go smoke your crack.
I'd rather sit here crushed.
Go smoke your crack, you dope fiend. No one wants to hear you. No one wants to hear your Fantasy Island tales.
Here, crushed.
Yes, sir.
I believe what Richie just said. I really truly believe what Richie just said. He is the king of the losers.
Beware.
Yeah, well, he's coming clean. I noticed that little by little he's slipping and he's coming clean. He said he's king of the losers. He got that right.
I'll be right back. The homo hour was too much.
And you notice he says I'll be right back. I'll be back. I'm 10-7 about 50 times in an hour span. You notice that? That's partly mental illness. Partly he has no memory anymore because his brain cells are burnt out from all the dope he's shooting up. And part of it's psycho. He's psychologically damaged because it does have a repercussion when you do all the drugs that Richie does. And what is he, a 50-year-old dope fiend? So you do the math. All the drugs over 51 years and lack of brain cells because they're extremely damaged from all the dope that he's shooting up and all the crack that he's snorting. Pay attention.
Maximum height clearance 12 foot 1 inch. Vehicle
Don't worry, Richie. There's no hope for you.
alternate route.
Richie, if you're out there, and I know you are, you should get your act together. Start a new leaf, a new life. And get out of that rut you're in. And try to get yourself a good apartment and a good wife. That's going to help you out. But first you need to get a job there. And not working with other radios because you don't have the technology to deal with that. Just because you move a knob here and there doesn't make you a professional.
Maximum height clearance 12 foot.
You hit it right on the head, US1. I couldn't have said it better.
Alternate route. Attention, this is the MTA UL Cali Tunnel.
Yeah. I gotta get up every day, Monday to Saturday, to work. And you know what? I don't even consider it as work. I just consider it something casual. Because at the end of the day, my Saturdays, I get my paycheck, and it looks good, real good. Morning time, morning.
Well, that's it. I look at it the same way, man. I look at my job as a hobby, man, because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy getting up. I enjoy coming home from work. It's something that I enjoy. How many people could actually say they enjoy what they do for a living, man? Not too many people. And that's why, I work as much as I do. I actually enjoy it, man. And forget about when I see that paycheck. It's like, holy smoke, this is all mine?
Yeah, just like crack, he loves his job, right? Being a bum.
Yeah, well, Richie's what does he call himself? A street performer, begging for change in front of McDonald's. That's he considers that a job, but in reality, in the real world, that's considered soliciting.
Attention.
A street performer. Wow. It's a hell of a title.
That's how low he went.
He's been doing that. What do you mean how low he went? He's been doing that, US1. You could find him in front of McDonald's or Utica and Clarkson, and I don't know if he goes out there if it's cold out. He's one of those like a little mold. He likes to hide underground when it's cold and come out when it's a little cooler, a little warmer. But it is what it is. If I ever run into him, I'll give him a quarter, man. As long as he don't come at me sideways, I'll give him a quarter, maybe a nickel. A quarter might be too rich for his blood.
Hey, man, you got a dollar you can spare. You sound mortally scared.
This is the M.
If he asks for $1, then you know what's going to happen. You know the result. He better not ask me for $1. I'll give him a nickel to a dime, at most. If he asks me for $1, you know the end result. I'll give him an open hand.
Alternate route.
Yeah, it's Calgary machine. Just was just enough.
Hey, Richie, how much you plan to stay the way you are right now? Seriously, don't you wake up tired of being a nobody?
Clearance is 12 foot 1 inch.
Yeah, Richie, everyone's inquiring, what are you doing with your life? You're on this planet over half a century, and it's the same old doing drugs, getting high, and sleeping all day, Richie. What are you doing with yourself, Richie? Inquiring minds are pushing on you.
Gotta stop hanging out with these guys.
Over 12 foot.
No, listen, I'm being serious. Don't you have anything to contribute or something, it's worth living for? Because, staying in that basement and waking up at the same time and seeing nothing, dude, it's very pitiful.
Well, he's a pitiful junkie, That's what happens at US 1. I don't want to speak for the man, but since I've been listening to him, and according to his track record, he's not going to change. He's 51 years old. He does the same thing. He sleeps, gets high, does his drugs, and acts the fool out here. You got to remember, US 1, we're out here over 30 years. I know you over 30 years. And, when you're dealing with a dope fiend and a person with extreme psychosis, they're not going to change because he's mentally unstable to perform a simple duty, whatever they may be, as far as a job consists. So you couldn't even put a broom in his hand and say, "Here, sweep up the sidewalk." He's not even capable of doing that because of his extreme disease that he contracted from his boyfriend. So the man is a how can I say, a total loser. And I always try to give someone the benefit of the doubt, but after listening to him for the past several years, I'm like, nah, there's no hope for that dope fiend. Because day after day, all he wants to do is, first thing he wakes up, he wants to smoke his crack. He wants to do his drugs. And until he admits that he has a problem, US 1, he can never recover. There's no recovery. There's no way that you can fight the disease. I wouldn't even call it disease, his addiction, because of the fact that he doesn't admit he has a problem. And that's the first step to recovery, is to admit that you have a problem. All right? Richie knows. He's been in the program twice and failed. That's why his family kicked him out. And they're like, well, heck, you're on the street, you're on your own. And, he claims at 50 years old, at the age of 50, they're no longer sending him money. I wouldn't have sent the money, period. If you choose to be a junkie, you're on your own, man. You fight for your own. That's it. That's how I look at it. I'm not condemning people. I'm not judging anyone. But, if you don't want to do for your own and get a job and get your life together, then you got to live the life you live. And that's his whole life story. He's living a fantasy. He's in a fantasy world. And, until he admits that he has an extreme problem with drugs, he's never going to, help himself. And people are always going to take him as a joke and clown him out here. That's the bottom line.
MTA Queens Midtown Tunnel. Be aware, as you approach the tunnel.
Yeah, everybody backing you up, all his customers and all the people out here.
And that's the bottom line. You see, he'll deny it. You see, he says he's a cop. He claims he's got 4 guns, 4 badges, but in reality, he's just a bum. He's just a drug addict, dope fiend, homosexual. And, it's unfortunate, but, there's people like him you find dead with a hypodermic stuck in their arm or between their toes. It's really sad, man. It's really sad when you think about it. The guy has nothing to look forward to. No dreams, nothing. At least, I've seen people that can come out of the darkness, that could come out of the pit. But Richie doesn't want. He's comfortable being there. He's comfortable being a bum. And he'll never deny it. That's the sad part. That's the irony of it all.
Okay, when the bag brigade comes on,
I couldn't live a life like that. I can't. Jesus Christ, I can tell you I've been working since I was 18. And all my life it's been work. And, living a life like that doesn't strive for anything, doesn't wanna shine, doesn't wanna, like say, wake up and say one morning, you know what? You just wanna strive. I'm already 50 years old. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I don't have nothing. You know what? Let me get out of this run. Let me try one more time. Let me put everything on the line. Because the way I'm going, I'm gonna die here, or I'm gonna get sick and nobody's gonna know about it, and before you know it, I'm gonna die here, alone. And that's very, very painful, Listen, Richie, I don't have anything against you. Let me tell you right now, I don't have anything against you, but I have listened to you from the moment that you got on the radio, and you have not prospered, not one bit. You're in a run, and you're not doing anything about it. And you know that you know deep in your heart that you're all wrong, that you're just fantasizing when you say that you have, I don't know, $30, $40 million when you know that's not true. Or when you want to say that Sade's gonna get married with you. How a female like that is gonna look at you when you don't even have clean clothes on you?
What do you got to say for yourself, Richard? Well, he has to accept his dilemma. And his dilemma is that, it is what it is. He wants to live the life because he's comfortable living a life where he doesn't have the responsibility of getting up and going to a normal everyday job like normal everyday people. And he can't comprehend what we're talking about, what working people do. US One, you got to understand that. It's like it's like speaking to someone in a foreign language, and you're like, what is he saying? Richie doesn't comprehend us. He doesn't know what it is to get up and work a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, whatever the case may be in anyone's given situation. But you know what? Like I said, it's part of it is his upbringing, and it hits everyone in a different. Let me just check something here. Let me check my parameters. It affects a lot of people, but the bottom line is you got to wanna strive to get ahead. And, he doesn't have that motivation. He has very, very low self-esteem. And that's why it's keeping him to the point where he can't get out of the hole he's in. And like I said, I'm not judging anyone. I'm not judging him because he has an extreme drug addiction. And, but, that's not an excuse. Being a drug addict or dope fiend is not an excuse because everyone can be helped. Everyone can be given a chance. But you have to take the first step. You have to climb out of that rut, out of that hole. And he's content because between his soliciting and the few dollars he makes doing radio now and then, he's happy with that. So if that's his happiness, if that's his destiny, then more power to him. But it's sad that someone at the age of 51 that's done nothing with his life, has nothing to look forward to. It's really sad that, God forbid they find him one day, like I said, with that needle stuck in him, overdosed. I don't wish that on anyone. But this is the reality we live in, Richie. You got to give up the dope, and you got to try to strive. Go to a program, get some help, dog, because like I said, it doesn't sound through your breath and through your breathing that you're going too far, that you're going to go too far in life. I hate to see someone say, damn, we found Richie in that basement, man, frozen. Hypo stuck in his body, man. Nobody wants to hear that. But if that's what you choose, if you choose drugs over life, that's your end result, that's your destiny.
Hold on, man, he's projecting his fantasies, man. Richie got to stop hanging out with these guys.
He talks rhetoric. When I on key, he talks rhetoric. He knows I'm telling the truth. That's why you listen to his gate. He's always keying up over everyone. He has a one-sided video gate. That's him talking to himself over everybody else. You see, I'll unkey and let you talk if you have positive positive information to come out your mouth. But if you're like Richie and you just want to talk Fantasy Island nonsense, I'm going to step all over him. Nobody wants to hear his rhetoric. Nobody.
This is too funny. All right, you're hole in the wall now, Kirkland Brooklyn TV show. Don't play almost every defeated man on off the mic. And yo, Richie, you gotta stop.
Yeah, they fear him. They fear that monster that he contracted. That's what they fear. No one wants to get any of his bodily fluids on him, especially blood.
Encounter an overhigh condition. Maximum.
It's 554, car 54, where up?
We're going to listen to the dope fiend. Now he thinks he's car 54. What are you next? 1 Adam 12?
You watch it, monkey, you're stepping on the bench.
First he's car 54. Now he's 1 Adam 12. Pay attention. That's why you got to say no to drugs, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to Richie. Do you want to be like that dope fiend? You just got to say no.
Stop hanging out with 2-5 of love.
You see? He worships me. From the minute I key up until the minute I end my show, he's talking about me. You know, he worships me. But it's funny. It's ironic. Once I end my show, he's gone within 5 minutes. What does that tell you, man? Who's obsessed with who out here? Pay attention.
Oh, man, this guy's too much. I don't even have to key up to be a star in his morning show. But he wanted the morning show to be like Richie. Richie, you got to stop hanging out with that guy.
Nobody wants to be like you, Richie, because you have nothing to shine for.
It's definitely the homo crying about Richie hour. Pistol grip 127, baby, rockin' on.
Nobody wants to be like you. You have nothing to strive for.
Let me see, how much of this hell do I got left, man?
He doesn't want to hear us. A US 1, he doesn't want. That's why he keys up when we unkey. He doesn't want to hear the truth. You see? That's his problem. And I always tell anyone with any kind of issue like Richie's dealing with, the truth to set you free. If Richie ever looked in the mirror and ever realized his true demons, he would probably commit suicide. But then again, he's too cowardly to do that. He wouldn't take his own life. Not that I would hope he would do that, but he's doing it with his own with his own mouth, man. With his body, he's killing himself, and that's the sad part of it all. No one has to put a hand on that man. Drugs are killing him. Because I tell you one thing. There's many people that smoke weed in this world, and none of them sound like Richie. That's the damn truth.
If I want to know the truth, you're right here, the truth, I'll listen to your video game.
You know, that's the sad part, US 1. No one sounds like Richie. I don't care if you smoke 10 pounds of weed a day. You'll never sound like Richie. You're a joke out here, Richie. You're a clown. You're an ass clown. People laugh at you. And people are pushing on you about your credentials that you claim you have. What kind of cop are you? A detective? A captain? What precinct? You notice he didn't reveal any of that yesterday. Even drivers out there want to know. Yeah, you said you're a detective. From what precinct? I don't have to tell you. If you got a problem with me, you come here to Winthrop. No one wants to see you get very defensive, Richie. When people put you on blast, you get very defensive. I noticed that.
Boy, he's so out of breath, dude. All he's doing is...
There's one way to prove that Richie is exactly what he said. And there's only one way to prove it. He can take a picture with his phone and prove that he had a badge. Because usually when a person, you know, enters the force, the police force, you know, usually you take pictures of yourself with your uniform, with a badge, and if you can do that, then I'll believe it.
You taught me too well, man. The ultimate...
But US 1, he can't do that. He can't present a picture of himself with any kind of badge, with any kind of... I ask him one simple question. Let's see a photo of you, or photos of you at the academy when you supposedly graduated and you became an NYPD officer. Let's see a photograph or photographs. You know why he can't produce any kind of evidence? Because he never was a cop. He's a 3-time loser. He was a convicted felon that did time in prison for putting his ex-girlfriend in a coma. He damn near killed her. And he did time for that. Come on. A cop? Like I said, the only place you'll find the word cop in a sentence with Richie is copying drugs, copying dope, copying heroin, copying K2. That's the only time you'll hear the word cop in a sentence with Richie. That is real, not Fantasy Island bullshit.
Richie, if you want me to believe you, and if you want me to be on your side, just show me a picture that you was in the police force with your uniform, your badge, and your gun.
But it's obviously your lips say a whole different thing.
NCA Queens.
Richie, listen what I'm saying to you. If you want me to be on your side, just send a picture of yourself on the internet.
Tell him Richie in the next room with the gym blazing up. You know, there are 2 rooms here for me. I shall be back.
Thank you,
Richie, just present a picture of yourself with your uniform, your police uniform.
in over high condition.
Listen, I understand you guys are distraught. I understand me being a cop has got y'all scared shit, but don't ever think I'm going to do anything to end your fight. You want that evidence, you're going to have to come get it like everybody else who's out here dead-ass silent. You're Sound King. I'll be back.
What's the reason that you cannot take a photograph? Just put it in the internet. Why? What's the reason?
Why do I have to appease homos? Why do I have to put myself out there?
Because it don't exist.
Me being a cop has got you fucking bunch of think you radio Rambos, half-ass gangster tough guys that scared. Make your move. Stop trying to mask your fear. Stop trying to mask Richie expose you. You know, if this is the main issue out here, take your swing. You hear your best tough guys out here.
You see how defensive he gets, US1, when you ask him a simple question? Show a photograph, a simple photograph of you in a uniform or in the academy graduating. A simple photo or photos he doesn't have. That's why he'll evade the question and get defensive.
Especially after all this. Thank you, Joe.
Richie, nobody's after you. You're not worth it.
That's right, Richie. You're very paranoid. No one wants to beat you up. No one wants to hit you or do this or that. That's paranoia setting in, Richard. Shame on you.
On in with every mic transmission you put out there, kind of makes you wonder. You really are fixated, obsessed, or wish you could do something to the man, but just can't do nothing. But
now he thinks everyone's obsessed with him. He's delusional, man. He really is.
You know what it is in full circle is that Richie becomes very agitated when the truth comes out, and he doesn't want to hear it. So he keys over so that way he doesn't have to hear anything. This is that whole story.
That's the bottom line.
Well, that's the problem with people in his situation. They don't want to hear the truth.